Hope you guys having a great day so far. Welcome back to Future Money. We're going to talk about a lot of great things today. The market is crashing both in stocks and crypto. There's a reason for that. Is that Trump continues to push the tariff narrative, and it's causing markets to have a lot of uncertainty. So we're going to talk about where markets are going, where Bitcoin's going, where XRP is going. We're going to talk about some opportunities that exist in this market. We're going to talk about where we are. And first, we want to start out talking about where we are in the Bitcoin halving cycle, because I think a lot of people are getting scared. A lot of people are panicking. I'm getting a lot of negative messages. People saying that, they're going to quit, they're going to give up. And this is exactly what the market wants you to do. It always, right before exponential growth movement in the market, there's always a period of mass uncertainty, right? It's called a shakeout period. It always happens, and it happened every single halving cycle before this. And a lot of people don't realize this because it may be your first time in cryptocurrency, or maybe, you're just a little bit emotional. So it's causing you to be very, very afraid. Now, today's my birthday, March 31st. My birthday's today. So I need you guys to give me some of those super chats to give me, thank me for being alive for these many years. I'm just joking. But I don't really celebrate birthdays. It's more of it's like an arbitrary number to me. You just go around the sun. So it's just so many trips around the sun. So, but I mean, I guess it is a milestone because it could be dead. So, but I just wanted to mention that. But like I said, the Bitcoin, the thing about cryptocurrency, right, is that, remember, Bitcoin is the market driver. Bitcoin's the market driver, right? So I appreciate all the happy birthdays. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you. Like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. That'll give me that's a better birthday than any kind of super chat, anything else you can give me. But back to what we're saying is that the Bitcoin, there's always a shakeout period before the exponential growth. There always is. So, and this is what causes so many people to not be able to make money in investing, is because they're driven by emotion. And really in business, really, almost everything. Emotional thinking will cause you to make horrible decisions. An emotional decision is almost always a wrong decision. And a lot of people in business, a lot of people even in sports. I mean, in sports, a lot of players that were great end up losing or not being as great as they could have been because of emotion. They get angry, they get ego, they start losing confidence. All these things are emotions. If we are able to pull back our emotions and execute, you can do a lot of great things in this world. But during periods like this, that's when emotions are the highest. Now, if we look at the fear and greed index, fear is the highest in the crypto market and in the stock market right now. People are panicking. They don't know what to do. They're uncertain. The smart person buys when there's blood in the streets. So a weak person runs out and thinks it's never going to change. Now, I want to talk about something, a message I got. I appreciate the Terry Anderson. I appreciate it. Biba, I appreciate that super chat. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that. So a guy wrote me early, and I want to address this, is that he wrote me and he said something about XRP. He said, XRP is dropping. It's down this many percent. And everybody needs to go ahead and sell, right? And that, that Trump's doing this, the market's going down. Why, but this is an example of what's called the anchor bias. Now, the anchor bias is a psychological phenomenon that will cause a person to believe that whatever is happening right now will continue to happen into the future. And they have to make decisions based on that continuing to happen. The anchor bias will cause you not to see changes in the market or temporary situations. Now, and this is really what I'm talking about Tesla, really. I'm sorry, not XRP. The dude said this about Tesla. He said that everybody's crashing out about Tesla. They hate Elon Musk because of his politics or whatever he's doing in the White House. People are destroying Tesla's products. People are selling Tesla's stock. They're shorting Tesla's stock. They're trying to do a short attack on Tesla to bring it down because it's closely associated with Elon Musk. Now, in that situation, if you haven't learned anything from me in the last few years, now we go back to two situations over the last 4 years, right, that I made some of the most money I've ever made. One was Wayfair. Now, if you remember, back in 2020, there were rumors that the CEOs and the leaders of Wayfair were trafficking kids on Wayfair's platform. Now, it sounds silly now, But it was a big deal in 2020. There were reports, there were like videos that came out on YouTube. Everybody believed it. That didn't make sense. Why would Wayfair, a major company, risk its $1 billion to sell a few kids, which is bad. It's bad to do that, but why? That's almost like American Airlines starting a side business shipping cocaine around the country. Now, why would they risk 99% of their profit to make a little bit more? That doesn't make sense. Now, I'm not saying that the founders wasn't involved. I'm sure they were. I mean, I'm not saying I'm sure, but they could have been. But they wouldn't use the company's platform to do so. It was just maybe some mix-ups or whatever. People believe that the stock fell 5-6%. I took out a call option when it was dropping, ended up making like $40,000, $50,000 in 2 days because I knew it would recover. It's a temporary thing. Protests never last. And that's what you got to remember. Whenever somebody wants to protest, and that's almost you thinking opposite of emotion. Whenever a group of people, regardless of the reason, Democrat, Republican, whatever, libertarian, don't matter. Whenever a group of people want to protest something and bring the stock down, that's your opportunity. Because protest is driven by emotions, and emotions are temporary. The people eventually give up, go back to their regular lives. The stock recovers right back to where it was before, and people forget the protest even happened. It happened with Wayfair, even with XRP. It's not the same thing, but XRP had a temporary restriction on it due to the lawsuit. Now, when that lawsuit was over, it went up 350%. So, but that's what happens. Whenever something like that happens, that's your opportunity. Tesla is an opportunity now. Now, the guy that wrote me said, it's going down, it's over. No, it's not. Because remember, stocks are normally based on two things. Fundamentals, what that company's making, or either potential growth, potential opportunities, one or the other, or sometimes a combination of both. Now, in that situation, Tesla's still selling its products all over the country. There's a little bit of, destruction there, but it's mostly media stuff. They still have superior technology. They still have superior batteries. They're still innovating. Now, why would the stock be going down? Because of protests and all these short attacks. Now, one day that will be fixed, and that's what's going to, and then all of a sudden, it's going to go right back or even past values that it was before. Easy play for people who are emotionless and don't get caught up by the anchor bias. Now, let's go on into the Bitcoin market, because a lot of people are still, this anchor bias persist into that market. Before we do, I need you guys to share a lot. Need you guys to subscribe to the channel, and please like the video. Or more, I appreciate the super chat. We don't have a lot of people here today. We got almost 1,000. And these guys to like the video. We got 153 likes. That's the reason why you're not liking the video. These guys to like it. So we're going to talk about XRP's dead. XRP's not dead, but a lot of people have asked me that question, so I wanted to answer it. But before we do, I want to talk about Bitcoin, because that is the market driver, right? The Bitcoin bull market, the bull market in crypto hasn't even started yet. And that's the reason why people believe that quick jump up that we had because of Trump's election was the bull market. No, that was just a anomaly that happened because Trump got elected, the first president ever that actually talked about Bitcoin, talked about cryptocurrency, and actually started doing stuff. That was an anomaly. Back before all this happened, I said the real crypto bull market wouldn't even happen to the summer of 2025. Despite Bitcoin's rise in 2023, the real bull market will only begin when the Federal Reserve cuts those interest rates, which will happen sometime April, May, June, right? Institutional adoption is going to drive the price. Bitcoin's price has been fueled by institutional inflows through the spot ETFs. So that once this Fed policy changes, that's when we're going to see some of the big growths in crypto and Bitcoin specifically. Now, a lot of analysts suggest now is the time for accumulation. That's what the big banks, the elite and the rich are doing. While everybody is bogged down with fear, uncertainty, and doubt, that's what's dominating the market right now. The major price surges almost always follow periods of market decline. Now, I'm going to show you this. Now, if we look at this, right? Let me see if I can't really see it. I'm putting it up here. There we go. Now I can see it. So if we look at this chart, right, this is every Bitcoin halving cycle that's ever happened. And it's based on days since halving, right? Now, if we look at 2016, let me see if we can we make this any bigger? I don't know. Can you see if you can make that chart bigger? Just drag on it and you make my pretty smaller, like one of the corners. Yeah, make it as big as you can. Yeah, that's a little bit lower. There we go. Let's leave it there. That's a little bit bigger. That's big as we can get it. So, we look at this chart. Bitcoin has come almost all the way back down since rallying from 89,000. But the key is that it hasn't broken the lows that it put in a couple of weeks ago. But if we look at this chart, this is a Bitcoin halving chart. Every halving that's ever happened, right? Now, if we look at this chart, we see that we're not even that far. The biggest gains always were on, like if we look at what we're at about, we're not even a year at the halving. We're like 280 days. Sometime in May 20th, I believe, will be the halving, a year from the halving. So we're not even there yet. We look at this chart, there was a big exponential growth after a down period every single time. There was around this time, around this, this point in the halving, there was if you look at the blue line, which is 2016, there was a severe drawdown. Right before Bitcoin spiked up to 20,000, 10,000, 20,000. So, and then we look at the end, it was always higher than it was at this time. Now, that's what's going to happen in this cycle, is that we're right at the point of exponential growth. It's coming. We just have to be calm, let emotion, stop listening to all the naysayers, and execute and accumulate. That's all you got to do. This is the proof right here. Look at where it was. Look at where we are in the halvings. There's every single cycle. This was very early. Halving was in April. I'm sorry. The halving was in April. So we're not a year. We're not a year yet. We're not a year. We're close to it, but not there yet. And if you look in the halving cycle 2020, there was a severe exponential growth after this time period. If you look in 2016, the same thing happened. The last two cycles, there was a multiple times gain in the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general, right after this point when there was a little bit of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And that's where we are right now. That's where we are right now. And normally 18 months is when we start to see the peaks. That's what I've been telling you guys all along. 18 months from the halving, we start seeing those peaks. That's going to put us in summer of 2025. What I've always said, we get to 250 in Bitcoin this summer of 2025. That's what I said back in 2023 when I was on the stock market trading floor. I said that by the middle of 2020, which was summer, we would be at 250,000 in Bitcoin. We'd be at $8 to $10 or maybe even higher with XRP. I appreciate that, KB Poetry. Thank you for the birthday super chat. For those of you who don't know, it is my birthday. So new people that's coming on. So please like the video, and if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. And we got another 1,000 today. People don't care if the market's down. But that's when you make the most money, which is weird. But so I want to talk also about XRP's current price situation. A lot of people are panicking. It is close. XRP right now is a little bit close to $2. Let's see if I can get this down. You see? So yeah, so XRP right now is at 207. This is the consolidation phase, like we said, right before the massive bull run. Now XRP has dropped nearly 40% from its multi-year high of 340, but it's still up 350. Remember, that's the thing about people got to remember. It's all about perspective. We're still up 350% from November. And people, naysayers still come at you. I thought about XRP or what. I mean, we're up 350% in a matter of 4 or 5 months. I mean, that's a ridiculous gain. And the stock market average return is 9 to 15, 9 to 11, 12%. And it's the same for real estate. Now, why would you, the 350% is 35 times that. So after this consolidation phase, we will see a strong rally. Now, if XR, now I'm not acquiring XRP right now, I'll just be honest with you, but if XRP does drop between 150 and 177, I will start accumulating heavily. If it gets below 177, I will start buying. I'll put another 100,000 into it if it gets that low. So I'm watching it closely. If it gets down to past 177, it's probably going to keep going down to 150, 160. I'm going to buy a lot of XRP if it gets down that low. Now, I'm not buying now. I'm just waiting and holding. It's kind of hard to figure out where it's going to go short term. But if it gets to 177, there's going to be a quick rebound, and that's an easy way to make profit. So that's a high down to 150 is a high demand area on the chart. So that means that we're going to have a quick bounce back. If we get between 150 and 177, we're going to have a quick bounce back. Now, a potential bull flag pattern has formed in this consolidation zone. If it's confirmed, this pattern will signal that XRP is highly likely going to 1250 over the next year. Now, short-term recovery, which could be led by Bitcoin's movement, contemporary push XRP higher. We may not see that 177 or lower, but until XRP cleanly breaks past that 321, we're still going to have to watch. It may be some volatility, some declines. So it's some choppy movement. So we just got to watch and see. Thank you for Linda. Thank you for the birthday wish and for the super chat. So I want to talk about a few more things. Ethereum is down 50% from what it was last year. And a lot of people are saying it's also a dead coin. DeAndre Brown, I appreciate that super chat. Thank you so much. We got over 1,000 people watching now. Need you guys to like the video. And if you haven't done so, new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Now, Ethereum still a good investment? Now, analysts point to reduced transaction activity, slowing user growth, declining fees that Ethereum's utility is weakening as an investment. This is something I don't agree with, but this is what a lot of analysts are saying. There's a lot of layer 2 networks sucking value away from Ethereum, too many tokens, and diluting Ethereum's value. Now, this is the crazy part, is that Bitcoin maxis have caused this situation. Bitcoin maxis get angry at Brad Garlinghouse because Brad Garlinghouse, for a while, did a campaign against Bitcoin. He said that XRP was superior. He tried to slow Bitcoin's growth. And Bitcoin maxis were angry about that. They were very angry. What is he doing? He's messing. Man, he shouldn't be doing it. But then Bitcoin maxis do the same thing to Ethereum. When Ethereum came out, it shocked Bitcoin maxis. They got angry. It was a threat. So what they did is they started encouraging people to build these tokens and build these things to devalue Ethereum. So they encouraged the token creation frenzy. So it would create more challenges for Ethereum, higher gas prices because so much congestion. They're doing the same thing with Solana right now. So Ethereum is down there 50% because of that. That's helping to reinforce doubts about its future. But this is all a campaign from Bitcoin maxis. Now, by encouraging the proliferation of new chains and tokens, Bitcoin maxis have created an environment where Ethereum's value is now less clear. So now they can compare it against Bitcoin and say, look, Bitcoin has a clear value. Look at Ethereum. It's all crazy. They created this environment. They created this environment because they wanted to show how clear Bitcoin was against Ethereum. Now, but it's not going to last long. I don't think whenever you attack something that has superior, it's a short-term attack. And like we said with Tesla and all those other things, it's short-term and it will rebound quickly. You can't stop good technology no matter what you do. Somebody actually said something similar about XRP. Somebody said, it was a video, and I'm actually going to do a response to it. Somebody put up a video and they said, why would if the banking system makes so much money off of transaction fees, off of slow transactions, they make all this money off of moving money around, Swift network, so on. Why would they switch to XRP? They wouldn't switch. You're putting too much power in those people's hands. Why would airports go away from taxis? Now think about this. Airports had deals with taxis. So in order for your taxi company to be allowed to pick up customers at the airport, you had to pay a certain percentage or a certain fee to the airport. And only a certain amount of taxis were allowed to do that. Even in New York, the New York State of City of New York made so much money off taxis. Now, why would they allow XRP to come? Uber to come in and take their business? They tried to stop it. It didn't work. Every municipality major one, every airport on earth tried to stop Uber from taking over. I don't know if you remember the early days of Uber. They wouldn't let you do it. They were banning it. The angry drivers were attacking Uber drivers. I don't know if you remember that. But a technology that's faster, cheaper, and superior, Uber was cheaper back then. They raised the prices now. You can't stop that. It's unstoppable. It doesn't matter who's in power. It doesn't matter. You think the federal government didn't want to stop Bitcoin and crypto? They tried. It didn't work. Whenever a technology is superior and it comes out, you can't stop it. I don't care what you do. You just can't do it. XRP is a superior technology. You can't stop it. I don't care what Swift, how much money they're making. I don't care what they're doing. Eventually, it will take over, like all these other technologies. That's what people don't realize, is that it doesn't, the powers that be don't have all the power. They can't control things like that because they would, because superior technology always rises above. Talisha, I appreciate that super chat. Thank you so much. So, Ethereum did become associated with complexity, regulatory uncertainty, excessive token creation. They even tried to get the SEC to open up a lawsuit. That didn't work either. But eventually, Ethereum will come back. So I want to go into the stock market, talk about two stocks that I think are going to do extraordinarily well. Tesla, another thing. So before we do that, I need you guys to share the live with 10 of your friends. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and also like the video. Yeah, back to Uber is that they tried to stop Uber, it just didn't work. The airports tried to stop. The taxi drivers, the cities tried to stop it. Some states tried to stop it. It didn't work because at that time, now it may not seem like it right now, but Uber was a superior technology. Now think about this from a convenience standpoint. I walk out the airport, I gotta find out where the taxis are. I don't know, maybe I could follow some signs. Go outside, some dude shows up. I don't know who this dude is. I mean, he's in a yellow car, but every city's different, right? So some of them are white, some of them yellow. So think about it, like people always, I'm gonna talk about this a little bit because it's funny. Like I remember my mom telling me, what? You just jump in an Uber, some dude from the internet? And I said, okay, so what's better? The dude that comes in the Uber, he's done a background check. I can see his picture before he shows up. I can see what kind of car he's in. I can see his record and history. But you go to an airport and whatever dude shows up in a yellow car, you jump in it. I mean, so just because his car is yellow, you trust him? That doesn't even make sense. But because there was a system of trust that was instilled in us, we think that's safer. Actually, that's more dangerous. I don't know who this dude is. So I could just get a big body car or some type of van painted yellowish or whatever, that yellowish orange color, and just show up at airports. People jump right in my car. I could just be a human trafficker. Who knows? But that's what I'm talking about here. Is that? But if you look at Uber, it's safer. It's more. I get out the airport. I punch a thing. Meet him at door number 5. Go outside. Dude shows up in a car, picks me up, takes me to where I want to go. Or I can go the other path. Find out what a thing is. The cars are normally worse and more messed up in taxis. So it's more convenient. So eventually that will beat the traditional system. It just takes time. Now, they can delay it. They did delay it years. Some airports banned it completely, but then it ended up coming back. London Airport back in 2016 or 17 banned Ubers completely, but it's back now. You can't hold it down. So Uber saved my life coming home from buses. Stop running. 10 versus 30. Fed is down so much. Okay. So I want to talk about, as we move on with superior technology, I want to talk about a couple of stocks. SoFi, that's a big stock right now. It's down like every other stock, but I want to talk about the opportunities that exist in this down market. Like I said, Tesla's one. Now, I don't know how long these plays are going to take, so you have to, less than a year, but it could be a year because we don't know how long. We don't know two things are going to happen. These things could continue to hold the market down. Is we don't know how much Trump is willing to give up to fight for these tariffs and these other things that are going on with different countries. And we also don't know when quantitative easing will start or continue or stop or whatever. We don't know if they're going to lower the interest rate. We don't know what's going to happen with the economy because we don't know. We don't know how long a lot of these things are going to happen. Like the Bitcoin halving cycle. To get to 250, we have to see an interest rate drop. If we get past 250, we have to see that in the next 6 months, or nothing will move. So a lot of these things are playing off of external factors that we can't really control, but we can make plays, and we know that eventually they will work out. We just don't know how long. Like Tesla is one. We already talked about Tesla. SoFi is another one. SoFi has massive member growth, even though it's down. And this is an opportunity. Whenever something's doing well, but the stock price is down, it's always an opportunity. SoFi has right now over 10 million members, tripled in its base since becoming a bank back in 2022. More members mean more opportunities to sell products. Now, it did miss earnings. It missed earnings. But that means that the stock dropped 25%, an overreaction for missing earnings. That's an opportunity. So even though SoFi's revenue grew 26% in Q4, the dip was caused by slightly weaker profit guidance. Wasn't any real problems going on with SoFi. So with the lower interest, remember SoFi is a bank, so when the interest rates drop, more people will take out loans, creating a huge, huge opportunity for SoFi's product. SoFi, remember, they give personal loans, mortgages, and credit cards. They also do a lot of other things. So I think SoFi would be a good play going forward. I'm also going to talk about it tonight on Instagram. The second one is Nvidia. Remember, Nvidia's price. Where's Nvidia at now? Nvidia is down 4%. Still over 100, but still down. This is all an opportunity. Like, I don't know when it's going to start recovering, but it will eventually. Because, Kayla, I appreciate that comment. Anytime somebody calls me handsome, I'll always respond. I appreciate that, Kayla. But I saw that. I appreciate that, though. But yeah, Nvidia is down, but that doesn't mean that it's over. It'll come back. It's just a matter of time. Remember, it's a situation like we said with Tesla, with XRP, everything. Whenever we have something that's doing well and we see positive news all the time, but we see the stock price going down because of some kind of external factor, that's an opportunity almost every single time. And that's what we're looking at with Nvidia. Nvidia is down 18% this year because of worries about tariffs, new competitors, but even with the DeepSeek, when that new AI came out from China. But the company's growth potential is still huge. It's still huge. And they did announce the new Blackwell Ultra chip, 70 times more powerful than its previous version, making it the best AI chip right now in the market by far. They also have a new system for cutting costs on data centers, a new software that helps models run faster and cheaper, which could make NVIDIA's GPUs even in more demand. It only runs on NVIDIA chips. Experts say, buy now, including myself. A lot of top analysts say the price dip is one of the rarest chances they've ever seen to buy NVIDIA before it takes off again. And I believe that. I think that NVIDIA could go up 50, 60% in the next year, maybe even 100 over the next 2 years. To get to 10 times, yeah, it's going to take 5 years, but a 50, 60, 70% return in a year is almost, it's a great, great opportunity, I think, and it's a strong buy for long-term growth. How many ads on YouTube now? I didn't know it was that many ads. You can always get pay for the YouTube, and I guess you won't see the ads, but so that's why. That's probably why there's not been a lot of viewers, huh? Yeah. Yesterday was my birthday. Happy birthday, Jasmine. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes to ask any questions, and I'll let you guys go for the day. Any questions? Any super chats? Remember, it's still my birthday. Let's see how many super chats we can get before I have to go. Here, take a video of me real fast. Just, I know they can hear me. I gotta put it. Somebody asked me to do what that morning thing everybody's doing, so I'm gonna do this. So just I'm gonna add this into the routine thing that I'm doing. So yeah, so a couple of you guys asked me to do like the morning challenge where you show you like what you do in the mornings. So I'm gonna try to do it. But this is how I end my morning, right? 'Cause it's almost 12 o'clock. So I come here and I do this show. So somebody asked about Oklo. Oklo is just like everything else. It's just down right now because of the market. So hey, brother, James Benton, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, James. What is the sign of the XCN coin? Well, I don't know what that means. Push, I appreciate it. Push, thank you. What's your prediction for Mara? All of these Bitcoin miners, Mara, Hive, Clean Spark, the market has to do better. We can't do anything until the market does better. So how long do you think we're going to be appreciate the super chat, Isaiah? So how long do you think we're going to be in a bear market? Is there any possibility the bull market can be over? There's always a possibility that a bull market could be over. Now, when we deal in investing, we deal in percentages and probabilities. That's all we can do. And even the state of nature is all probabilistic. It's all about probabilities. In quantum mechanics, you know what? Oh, in quantum mechanics, when you throw, if you like throw a glass, it's a scene in, what do you call that movie? What's the movie with Oppenheimer? I almost said, what's the movie with Oppenheimer? It's Oppenheimer. So in that movie, there's a scene at the beginning of the movie where he has a glass, right? He throws the glass down and watches it. And he gets another glass, throws it down and watches it. And he gets another glass, throws it down and watches it. You know what he's doing in that scene? Because there's a small chance that the glass could reassemble or something different happens with that glass because the state of nature is probabilistic. That means that everything is all about probability. Nothing's real. But it's a 99.99999999999% chance it's not going to do that. But there's a small chance that something else could happen. So that's what he was trying to see if it would happen if he did it enough times. But that's the same thing in his investing. Everything's about probabilities. We don't know nothing for sure, but we can know that there's a high probability this is going to happen or high probability. So it's a high probability that the bull market is not over. But there's a chance that it could be over. Like, there's no way to know that for certain. Mary, happy birthday. I appreciate the super chat. Guy Lane, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for the birthday wishes. Tars AI. Somebody stole Tar's name off of Interstellar. No, I'm just joking. Somebody says, Marco says, hey, brother, in the CNC, I play professional in Russia. I would learn to learn more about you when I return to the States. Yeah, that's cool. I used to play pro basketball too, but not in Russia. Do you play pro basketball or like some other sport? I don't know. I should have asked you that. But I never played in Russia, but I tried out in Spain one time, didn't make the team. But I played in Puerto Rico and Mexico. Somebody say, haven't been here in a while. The new look is dope. I appreciate that. Somebody says, in the CNC, there's a lot of imposters. Please make it a bit safer. That's why we're moving to the app. We do have an app already submitted with the App Store. They're approving it this week. And we'll have a whole nother app, which will be way safer, way better, way more classes, way more things. So we just move. We understand that Discord has problems, but we're moving to that. Sarah says, happy birthday. Thank you for making an audiobook. When I asked, I bought it and loved it. When Armando says he would do something, he does it. I appreciate you so much, Sarah. Thank you for the super chat. Renita, thank you for the super chat. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. A-Tally Construction, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Happy birthday, Angela. I appreciate it, Angela. Kanita, thank you so much. Happy many blessings on your birthday. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Any way to connect with you to come down to Florida, even attend a live event? Yeah. Yeah, we got some live events coming up. So as soon as we get all hands right now on the app creation. So that's all we're working on. So as soon as this app is done, we'll release the live events. We'll release a lot of other things. The first event will be in LA. I haven't picked the date yet, but it's at, I'll tell you where it's going to be at in LA. I know where it's going to be, but I just don't. It's a 1,000-person venue. Let me see. Where's the, oh, it's the Belasco Theater. The Belasco Theater in LA. Now, the dates I got dates in May and June to pick. So it's probably going to be in May, a Sunday in May. Let me see what the Sunday is. Maybe like the 25th of May. It may be something around that date. I don't know yet. But that's where it's going to be at the first date, sometime in May. And then we'll have a bunch of dates after that. AE Tally Construction. Yeah, I did get the super chat. I appreciate that. Somebody says Proppy and Onyx Coin. Proppy and Onyx Coin are both still in the same situation where it's artificially held down because of what's happening with the market. So, I mean, like I said, we're in a holding pattern right now. We don't know what's going to happen, but we do have to just pay attention. Don't let emotion overtake you and just accumulate the ones that you have strong theses for. So I give you guys a few minutes, 5 minutes to ask any more questions. I got to go. I got a lot to do today. But like I said, I appreciate being with you guys every day. It really does set the tone for the rest of my day, so I appreciate that. Somebody said, would you recommend set up a trust before withdrawing crypto gains? Now, I want to talk about that because I had an idiot that worked for me before. And for some reason, he thought that if he put all his money in a trust, he didn't have to pay taxes. Now, I'm not going to say who it is. I've had a lot of people work for me, so don't try to figure out who it is. Because I had hundreds of people work for me before. So over the last few years, or last 10 years. So the dude thought that if I make all this money in the stock market, I'll put it in a trust, I don't have to pay taxes. You still got to pay taxes. Now, it goes by it doesn't matter it doesn't matter where the money goes next. If I receive it, I got to pay taxes on it. It doesn't matter where I put it. I could take the money, put it in a box, throw it to the bottom of the ocean. I still owe taxes on it. It doesn't matter. The money has to go directly to the trust. It can never touch your hands. It can never be in your name. It can never be, any account can never be under your social security number. Now, people say, why don't everybody do that? Because trust also has negativities. Is that if you got your money in a trust, it's not yours. That's why you ain't got to pay taxes and all this other stuff on it. It's not your money, it's the trust money, ran by a lawyer or a trustee. It's not your money. It's the trust money. Now, you can use the money. You can have it set up in a way where I can access the money. But let's say you go to a bank and you want a $1 million loan. All right, let's see your collateral, Mr. Ponto, huh? All right, I got this trust over here. No, the trust's not yours. You can't use that as collateral because the trust is not your money. So if I got all of my money, all of my assets in a trust, how can I take out loans? How can I do other things? You can't do it. How can I even be an accredited investor? Because you need $1 million or $250,000 a year to be an accredited investor. That trust is not your money. So you can't use it. But those are the downsides to having a trust. And the money has to go right into the trust. You can never, once you receive it, it's over. You can't, whatever you do with it next does not matter. Armando, I'm from SD. If you ever do an event in LA, can I take my Clippers, brother? I can take my Clippers. Oh, okay. I thought you said something about the LA Clippers. You mean like the haircut Clippers? Yeah, we can do that. Happy birthday. I appreciate it. Got 2 more minutes to ask any questions. I'm going to let you guys go for the day. Mary says, enjoy your birthday. I appreciate that. Aminaya says, happy birthday. Thank you, Agent Score. Happy birthday. I appreciate that. There will be a strategy session tonight, TS. Thoughts on XBAR? Well, you guys got 1 more minute to ask any questions. I'm going to let you guys go. Somebody said, Angela says, who can I contact about billing problems? Well, message me on Instagram, or you can email contact@cncgroup.me, and we'll help you. Yeah, the time's up. I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you on Wednesday.